What's up, dudes and dudettes of the internet? My name's Seth, and today we're going to be doing a quick tutorial on how you're going to end up getting, where are you little freak, this little tentacle ally, which is going to end up having, where is his stats, tentacle, he's going to end up giving you 3 maximum energy and 15 energy regeneration, and then it just has a nice little description for him. Doesn't seem like it has anything special to it, but this is a special event item, so grab it while you can. It's actually kind of time consuming, not necessarily difficult, but in Medieval Highlands, you're going to see these random tentacle dudes. And I do want to point out that you're only going to end up getting the tentacle drop itself from the first initial kill. You don't have to kill the 2 extra ads that end up spawning out of it. Just kill the first one and then you're going to be a-okay. But, you know, for myself personally, I'm paranoid, so I like to kill the 2 separate ones just to end up getting the drop anyways. Not exactly sure why I'm not getting the drop right now. That's weird. But you're also going to see this, which any old players, again, recognize this right away. This is the old Shadow Tower dungeon, which is still on the old code because it doesn't actually show up on the map, because this was way before, like, the map even showed indicators for dungeons and stuff like that, right? So you can rarely see this thing in Medieval Highlands. Near as I can tell, you have to be in U1 and higher to actually see it. You can still see all of the tentacle freaks in novice worlds and stuff like that, but I've never seen any of these Shadow Tower portals, right? So there's going to be a bunch of tentacles all around this area that you can end up killing, but then you come through the portal and you're going to see immediately that there is this shadow shaping bench. And this is going to be the unique crafting table that you need in order to actually craft this ally. He's going to cost 500 tentacle slices and 10,000 flux. Now, 500 tentacle slices is a bit steep because you only get 1 tentacle per tentacle. I know that sounds weird, but whatever. You're only going to be able to get 1 drop per enemy, right? So that is not affected by what Uber world you're going to end up being in. So what I ended up doing, and a lot of people that I know ended up doing, is you just go to the novice world and you just grind out the tentacles as much as you can. Then you come to the Uber world only when you actually have to get to finding the Shadow Tower, right? But I do want to point out one final note here is that the biomes themselves, like if we look at the biome right here, you can see that there's kind of, you know, it shows that the Highlands is all connected, but it's actually a couple different chunks that are all connected. Now, the only reason that I'm trying to talk about this is because I have noticed that sometimes you might end up being in a Medieval Highlands chunk that is generating normal enemies and no tentacle monsters, right? So with that, don't worry, it doesn't mean that the game's broken, it just means that you gotta just skip over that biome and go to the next chunk that is the Medieval Highlands and double check and see whether or not there's tentacles, because either they're going to spawn tentacles or the normal enemies, not a mixture of both. Now, I think this has just got to do with the game's coding, you know, especially for it to actually spawn these Shadow Towers. I honestly am not exactly sure whether or not these can spawn in the chunks that don't spawn the tentacles. I would highly doubt it and assume that these would only spawn in the ones that can spawn the tentacles, right? But anyways, thanks for watching, folks. Happy hunting, sayonara, and stay epic. Oh, and while it's most likely a bug, the ally is actually tradable, so you can grind it just so that you can sell it as well. Keep in mind that this is an event item, meaning that it's very exclusive, even though the event will probably end up showing up in the future.